Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and today I'm gonna be testing the Just Cause franchise on the Steam Deck. So Just Cause 1, which is unknown compatibility, Just Cause 2, which apparently is not compatible, we'll see, Just Cause 3 playable, and Just Cause 4 as well. So let's get started with Just Cause 1, shall we? For Just Cause 1 we need a widescreen fix. As you can see, by default is like this. But if we want 16:9, 16:10, we gotta download this mod. So click on download and download the widescreen fix. Just when downloading it, put it on downloads. Then extract it. And in here you have scripts and dinput8.dll. In scripts, open Just Cause widescreenfix.ini. I put your desired resolution, in this case 1280 by 800. Whoop. And there you go. So save. And we copy this. Open Steam. And in your library, in Just Cause, go to Settings, Manage, Browse Local Files, and paste the contents here. So you got scripts and the input8.dll in this folder. And then what you need to do now, just to finish up, go to Manage, Properties in Just Cause, and paste this command, which will be the input 8 for the mod to work. Click on play. It'll ask you to open the setup. Just ignore this for now. Play Just Cause, don't ask again. If you want to change that, you need to go into settings. Now inside the game, open settings, video, and ignore, well, motion blur off, of course. Everything on the highest settings. Now go back. And we want to apply the settings, yes. And now we need to restart the game, so one sec. Welcome to Just Cause 1. As you can see, well, considering its age, it looks pretty good, although I feel that there is a missing reflection on the water. Not entirely sure. But there we go. It's actually pretty funny that we start falling from the sky. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a reflection. I played this on the PlayStation 2, I think. And that reflection was absolutely missing. I promise you that. And unfortunately, there's no Gamepad support. So you gotta open contour settings and use one of the bindings. In this case, the community layouts, I'm using this one. So thanks to Fan Arkle Anchor Bean for making this one. So you can use your Steam Deck on this game. I don't remember the controls for this, but I'll keep using mouse and keyboard. Alright, so I got a boat because I was not going to swim all the way in there. And it uses very little of the Steam Deck. As well up. So yeah, you won't get the prompts, you won't get native gamepad support, but the game actually works, and with the widescreen fix, it uses the entire screen. So that's absolutely perfect. It's so weird to see that Just Cause started with this one. Considering how much bigger it is on the newer games. Pretty impressive. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. But I think I already seen enough. Again, I played this on PlayStation 2, it looks way better, of course, on the PC. But I think it's time to play my favorite one. Wow, one of my favorite ones, Just Cause 2. So let's jump into the next one. For Just Cause 2, it says it's unsupported. So what I did for this one is very simple. Go to Manage, Properties, Compatibility, use GE Proton. 821. And in this game, the settings are the following: 800p, whoops, 800p. And the advanced display settings is basically high settings with 2 times MSAA. And there is actual keyboard, mouse, and controller support. So you can change everything here, and you'll have controller prompts. I'm going to be using mouse and keyboard, just personal preference. Alright, so welcome to Just Cause 2. This is one of the first games that I bought on Steam. I have it since 2012, I think. I played a lot of the demo back then. And I gotta say, it's always been pretty impressive. The size of the map was always absolutely insane. Although now playing it, it feels weird to not have a wingsuit like in Just Cause 3. Only having a parachute and the grappling hook only feels pretty odd, but the game runs at 60 FPS. So that's pretty cool. I mean, when I bought it back then, I wouldn't have imagined this was ever going to be possible. Kinda blows my mind. Alright, something exciting, here we go. Let's see some explosions. I mean, even for the time, I think the explosions still hold up. It's just that the controls feel weird due to, well, playing a lot of Just Cause 3 and 4. But you can do a lot of funny stuff as well. You can also put enemies into walls or into a car. So that's pretty funny. I mean, you can do all this in Just Cause 3, but this was the first time I saw it in a video game. And despite the explosions, the game doesn't seem to care at all. Get over here! And the enemies go flying when you use a machine gun. About 8. Works pretty well. You just need to add that command that I told you before, and you should be good to go. And the Proton GE version that I told you as well. And there's a guy behind this door. Or these two atoms. Anyway, let's jump into Just Cause 3. Just Cause 3 launches right out of the box, so 800p, basically medium settings without global illumination. And the SMAA, you can use the normal one or the T2X version, which is a little bit softer, but I prefer the look of it personally. Well, it does have Gamepad support right out of the box, which is awesome. And I will probably lock this one to 40 FPS, because when there's a lot of stuff going on, it gets pretty demanding. Oh yeah. Let's get some explosions in the way. And when explosions show up and there's enemies and all that, is when it drops. If you blow up this gas station, for example, there will be a huge explosion. So my advice is to lock it to 40 once you are playing on the Steam Deck, so you avoid those drops in performance that are very obvious. And this game is basically about destroying stuff, so you might as well do that. And I've been always CPU limited in this game on my main computer, so it's awesome to be able to just run it at 40 on the Steam Deck. Anybody else? Alright, welcome back. Let's just drop the helicopter on their head. Was it E? Yeah, there we go. And the other helicopter on their heads. Oh, that's a friendly. Whoops. I'm just destroying things, don't mind me. So again, combat, explosions, trees, all in between. That's when it drops. So just lock it to 40 and you should be good to go. Oh, there was a gun. Whoopsie doopsie. Don't need it anymore. And you can just detach the gun if you wanted to. So, great looking game in my opinion. Awesome explosions. You have to sacrifice the level of detail, the shadows, and the global illumination, which is not actual GI, ray trace GI. But it makes the game look that a little bit better, at least in my opinion. But I think like this, it's good enough. It's a lot of fun. So if you can get it, it's usually very cheap on Steam sales. So it's completely worth the purchase in my opinion. So let's jump into the newest one, Just Cause 4. And let's see how that one fares. There we go. Let's jump into the next one. And finally, Just Cause 4. This one, I didn't bother lowering the settings that much. I lowered the shadows a little bit because it doesn't make a lot of performance difference, unfortunately. This one runs worse than Just Cause 3, obviously. But visually, there's some weird decisions that I do not understand. Performance is way lower than the previous game. And I don't know, sometimes it does look kinda weird, like they put a lot of effort in the vegetation, but then the water looks like a reflective floor. It's super weird, I don't know. Personally, I like the look of Just Cause 3 better. On this one, you're not getting 40s, no matter what you do. Believe me, I tried. So this will be either play it like this, unlocked frame rates, or lock it to 30. But with the traversal, plus the explosions, plus everything else, well, you're not going to be quite at 40 anytime soon. But hey, it's a newer game than Just Cause 3. Visually, it's more advanced. But on the art department, I like Just Cause 3 more, personally. So yeah, it does work right away. It also has controller support natively. And the last time I played this, I think it was 4 years ago. Alright, so I'm going directly into basically a war zone. It's one of the parts of the map where there's enemies fighting for a very long period of time. As long as you don't unlock the next area, they will be fighting here. And well, this is one of those places where there's a lot of particles, good amount of enemies, all that good stuff. I can make things explode as well. Although with the TAA, I'm noticing some ghosting over here. So maybe TAA, ignore it, this one. Whoops, wrong button. So yeah. Yeah, come on. But still, it's an okay looking game. When it first came out, I was expecting more after playing Just Cause 3. And while performance hasn't been great since the very beginning, but the explosions still look damn good. So yeah, that's the Just Cause franchise on Steam Deck. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did revisiting this franchise that I sometimes forget about. And well, you can actually play the franchise pretty well. Which ones would I recommend? Probably Just Cause 3, Just Cause 2 and Just Cause 4. 2 and 3 and 4 because of the controls. Controls feel pretty good. Although the fourth one feels inconsistent because performance. But it's still a very fun game. Then Just Cause 3 I think is the best overall. And Just Cause 2 is great, but the thing is the controls feel very outdated. Of course the game is very old at this point, but still. It will be more comfortable, in my opinion, to play Just Cause 3. And you also have the wingsuit in 4 and 3. That it makes traversal so much better. It's hard to go back to Just Cause 2 after using the wingsuit. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see ya next time. Bye guys.